Have I told you how much I really enjoy doing this with you?
Yeah, I love doing this with you too. This is so much fun. I apologize
Yeah.
if my
And
dogs
now
start
I've been,
freaking out, by the way.
that's okay. Dogs are part of suburban life.
Part of the journey, right?
That's right. Um,
All right, Renee, so what are we doing
it's
today?
funny. I'm starving to death right now
Uh-huh.
because I have a smoothie as my food. And I know that if I start drinking my smoothie, I'm gonna have to pee like crazy. This would probably be edited out. And but I'm so distracted because I'm so hungry. So I'm gonna have to like take potty breaks because something about the smoothie makes me pee 10 times more than I normally do. But
Really?
I'm dying. So, yeah.
That's interesting because you would think that since smoothies are thicker, it wouldn't have
Mm-hmm.
the same it wouldn't have the same effect, but okay.
Well, I mean, it's like what, 80% water,
Yeah,
maybe?
sure, true.
Yeah. Do you have any beginning thoughts?
Um, I recognize the name Alex Hermosi. I don't recall any topic associated with him. I think he has like a membership group. Is he like not masterclass? Um, I don't know, but like a masterclass-esque. Is he the one that
Okay, so let me
did
tell you
something
who
with Tony Robbins?
I want you to keep guessing. That's more fun for me because I know so much about Alex Hermosi.
Okay.
Um, and it's just this is fun. So let me tell you who Alex Hermosi is, just a
Yes, please.
brief introduction.
Yes.
Alex Hermosi is him and his wife Layla Hermosi.
Okay.
Had they have a wild beginner story, but a couple of years back, a few years back now, they sold their business for or majority share of their business for $100 million.
Wow. Okay.
And then they went on this crusade where they started this whole social. This is not Alex Hermosi on the screen.
No, it's not. Yeah,
Um,
I know that.
okay,
I know that
yeah,
much.
okay, good. But him and his wife went on this crusade. They wanted to talk to people about the truth of being a business owner. And
Okay.
everything about Alex and Layla resonates with me more than maybe any other online person because he is the most blunt person ever. Like he makes videos every holiday that says, if you don't want to go home for Christmas, don't feel like you have to. If you want to stay home,
Oh.
work on your business, that is okay.
Yeah.
People don't always understand, but if you have big dreams, it takes big sacrifice, and it's okay if you don't want to go out with your friends, but instead you want to stay home and work on your business. He talks about how hard it is, and they talk about the emotional. When they got married, so quick little story about them. Um, they met on a dating app,
Okay.
and he had his business, but he was struggling with it. It was a gym um, programmed for other gym owners, and
Oh.
he had to travel for something. So they went on their first date, and he said, I like you. They'd been chatting a little bit beforehand, and he said, you seem like someone that I can trust, and I have to go on this business trip. So will you go to this gym and pick up this bag of cash for me and go put it in the bank? And she's like, dude, we just met and we went on one date, and you want me to go to a gym and pick up a bag of cash? What if I steal my cash? He said, well, I don't think you're the kind of person that will steal my cash. And if you do, I need this favor real bad from someone, and you're literally the only person I know here. So if you steal, then shame on me, not shame on you, shame on me. She was like, all right. So she went and did
That
this
is
favor for him.
that is some level of trust, honestly. Like
I
that's
know.
impressive.
But when he got back from this trip,
She
he
stole
he
from
said,
him?
huh?
Did she steal from him?
No, she did not.
No.
No, they're married now.
Yeah.
They started dating, and they said, he said, I want to start this other business, and I think you should quit your job and come start with me. This was like the second date.
What?
And so she did. She quit her job and started this business with him. And then they were running this business, and he said, I think we should get married for these tax purposes. And so they were not in love when they got married. They got married for business.
Okay. Okay.
And now they're very much in love,
Well,
and they have
sure.
established, so they have all these, they are very unusual people, far more unusual than even me, but they're very unusual people. So anyway, he just launched something or invested in this business called Skool, Skool.
Okay.
which is some kind of learning platform. I know zero about it. I haven't paid a damn bit of attention.
Yeah.
Um, but they are fascinating people, and we should watch one of their videos just so I can see you react to them.
Oh my gosh.
Um,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. But this is a guy I have never heard of, Eddie Cumberbatch. Never seen this guy before in my life, but I've been wanting to know more about what Alex just did, him and
Mm-hmm.
Layla. So he's talking about what Alex did and how it's going to make us rich. To me, is very clickbaity, but
Yeah. I was gonna
curious.
mention that the just the title of the video is like, because I understand like clickbait works. There's a reason why people use it because it works. It is very intriguing when I see something that claims new business model or Alex Hermosi's new business model is going to make you rich. Like that captures my attention immediately. But my
Hmm.
second thought, like right after, ooh, that's interesting, is also like, well, how scammy is this?
Well, and I think it's very interesting too, because if somebody is not watching this video, or I mean, is watching this video but doesn't really know our history, mine and yours,
Hmm.
of how we met, um, I can't remember the first thing that attracted me to Screw the 9 to 5, but I'm confident it was fairly clickbaity in nature,
Yeah, sure.
but also turned out to be true and helpful. And I definitely grew because of Screw the 9 to 5
Well,
and their content.
just their brand name is
Right.
clickbaity, right? Like screw the 9 to
Exactly.
5. I resonated with that right away. I was like, "Yes, I want to screw my 9 to 5. Show me how."
Yeah, exactly. You're right. So even, yeah, that's right. So even the name of their business
Yeah,
was clickbaity and brought us in, and think of what we have each done since those
that's true.
days of
Yeah.
joining.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just because it's clickbaity doesn't necessarily mean it's not true. It
Yeah.
just might be trying to get your attention.
Okay. All right.
Right?
Valid point, fair point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So here we go. Let's get started.
Yeah.
This move, without a doubt, just changed online business forever and is potentially going to make this man a billionaire and has the potential to also make you rich. I got in on this early and made a $250,000 last month. Finding this video in 2024 is like stumbling upon dropshipping in 2013, and if you take advantage of it properly, you could.
Okay. He's just said a whole lot right there.
He
But
did.
do you have any comments on that?
I mean, just the fact that he was like, "I made 250,000 last month." Excuse me? Like
Right.
in a month or from this thing only or a combination of all the other things that you do? Yeah, so many questions already.
Right. And he said it was like drop shipping in 2013. Do you remember drop shipping in 2013? Because I do. It was a big
Mhm.
deal.
It was a
Yeah.
huge deal. Yeah.
I wish I had gotten in on it at the
Right?
time, but I just couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
I didn't have the investment funds for that at the time, but man, I really do. Um, did you ever feel attracted to drop shipping? Did that
I
ever?
did. I did, but
Yeah.
I, so you were saying it was the funds. Yeah, funds had something to do with it, but for me it was more the process of learning it. I was just like, I just don't have the mental bandwidth to learn the processes that you need to have,
Hmm.
because that's the thing with drop shipping. You need to have really solid systems in place in order to make it work or work
Yeah.
well.
If you were gonna do drop shipping back then, did you think about it to the point where you had in your mind what you would have, like, what kind of product you think would have been cool?
Yeah. For
Uh,
me, it was kitchenware.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I
What
would have
kind of
focused
kitchenware?
I would have focused on kitchenware, like organizational kitchenware.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Hmm. I don't think I had anything in mind. Um, I might have tried to do some kind of journal for bloggers or something like that. I think that would have been
Oh,
interesting,
yeah.
but
That would have been
I
right
don't
up
know.
right down your alley though.
Yeah. My best friend Fred actually did briefly ties, like men's ties.
Oh, okay.
He built a whole thing around it and then he just stopped.
Fred's
But
done a
he
lot.
I know, and he like ordered ties from China and had them made, I think through Alibaba, I'm not sure. The whole thing, but he squirrels a lot. So he just
Sure.
stopped. But I
Okay.
was like, man, I really think it could have been good. It
Yeah.
was going to be a tie of the month club.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
For those of you that don't know, this is Alex Hermosi.
There's a lot of things that can go wrong.
This
is
your
your
business.
business.
It's a masterpiece, right?
Honestly, I view him as the godfather of online entrepreneurship. Millions of
What?
people have learned about building successful businesses through his content.
Big
What?
claims right there.
Dude, that is a really what? Okay.
That's
No,
it's a very big claim.
I'm a big Alex Hermosi fan, but I couldn't say that. Okay.
Yeah.
What is a paid community? It's essentially a business where you charge people a monthly fee to get access to a community filled with like-minded individuals. Typically, you'll see people hosting online courses with the community for support. For example, in high school, I wanted to learn how
Okay. I have in our business model for us
Mhm.
to eventually have a paid community, which I know is going to make you cringe, but I think we can do a better job of making it less stressful.
Sure.
No, no.
to resell sneakers, and I had paid
Oh, don't get
$20
me
per
wrong.
month
I
to
love
join a
membership
community on-
communities. I
Okay.
just I know that they're a lot of work.
They are a lot of work, but we're
Mhm.
going to work on that.
Okay.
I personally have tried quite a few different business models and currently run a paid community on School that did a little over $250,000 in revenue last month. Hermosi invested
Holy shit.
Okay.
Did we miss what his community is about?
No, he hasn't mentioned what it is.
Okay. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I don't know. I'm already feeling like this is very bro markety.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I know I'm probably being very judgmental here, but yeah, I've got my guards up. Like my
Yeah.
guard is up and it hasn't lowered. And it keeps getting reinforced the more he talks.
Do you feel like maybe this is an affiliate video for School?
That's exactly what it feels like to me.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
there's
Okay.
going to be a call to action at the end where he pitches, oh, if you want to sign up for School, sign up using my link, and you get a 7 or 14-day trial or whatever.
All right. Because did he make his money from the community or from selling people to join the community?
Yeah,
Right.
and then that's, I mean, we're only less than 2 minutes into the movie.
Yeah.
We're less than 2 minutes into the video, so there's still plenty of opportunity. But like I said, I've got my guards up because I'm like,
Mhm.
this feels very bro markety.
It does. And nothing against Eddie. Eddie could be the coolest dude on the
Yeah,
planet.
yeah.
We're just jaded. This is a reflection of us.
We
not
are
a reflection of Eddie.
yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
this. I have ran a few 6-figure paid communities, and now I currently run a multi-7-figure paid community at the age of 19. A few months ago, School hosted a challenge to see who could get the most monthly
Wait.
recurring
I
revenue
think I
and the
fucked
most
up. Is he 19?
I think that's what he's saying. Either he is 19 or he was 19 when he
Okay.
when he created it or whatever.
Can you imagine being 19 years old and making $250,000 in a month?
I mean,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, all right. I'm so jaded, Nadja.
I know. I'm sorry, Eddie. I'm so sorry. I'm trying very hard not to be like this.
I think you need to let it all out, girl. All right.
Yeah. Well,
members in their
I was gonna say the biggest thing that keeps getting me is the statement that this can make you rich. Like it's all about being
Yeah.
rich. And it's like, okay, well, that right there already puts me off completely because I'm like, money, sure, the point of starting a business is to make money, right? Otherwise, it's just a hobby. But
Right.
if your goal is to get rich off of other people as opposed to helping
Mhm.
other people in some way, shape, or form, right? Like there is a balancing act. This isn't a situation where you're building a business to like where there's an integration of helping people and making money. Like there's always something, right? Something has to give.
Yeah.
That's why there's a balance. But it just it turns me off so fast when people make the statement, this will make you rich, this will help you become rich, because it's like, but how can you guarantee that? Like, you can't, because the effort is based on the person, not whatever it is I don't know. It just it makes me feel, it feels skeezy to me.
You know what it is to me too? Let's just for a second say that Eddie has perfected building memberships, because I think he said he had 3. So let's say he has had 3 and they have been highly successful.
Yeah.
What
good for
is
you.
interesting to me about that is that that means that Eddie finds building memberships super easy.
Mhm.
And so maybe he really truly wants to impact people's lives and share it. But is that what is easy for some people is just not for others.
Right.
And I think that when something comes easy to us, we think it's going to be easy for everyone else. So we get excited and we want to share it.
Yeah.
Right. So I hope everything he's saying is true, and that this is a new way that a lot of people, because as we're seeing AI and all these things happen, and layoffs and all these big digital changes, in my mind, I do believe that creating a community where you're teaching somebody how to do something that they want to do, whether it's a business or a hobby, um, I think there's a lot of profit in that. And I think it could be a new way for people want to learn things all the time, whether it's guitar or starting a business.
Mhm.
So not every community has to be about how to start a community or has to be about how to start a business. So
Right.
there's so much opportunity for that amongst us all to learn new things and benefit together as a group of humans
For sure.
teaching each
Yes.
other things. But you're right. It's like the focus on getting rich. I would like to just start being less poor and then
Right.
work on getting rich. I really would love to be rich. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Oh
yeah,
no, we
okay.
all would, but it just, and you've mentioned it before. Yeah, the like my opinions, that my reactions are a reflection of me. It's a
Yeah.
reflection of the things that I have experienced and have been negatively affected by. That's the reason I'm reacting this way. So once again, nothing against Eddie, nothing against Alex Hermosi or his tactics or anything like that. But just the fact that the statement of this will make you rich or this will help you become rich, my immediate reaction to that is like defenses up. Like, I'm like, nope, wait a second.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's get
Yeah.
logical about
Okay,
this.
let's go.
Their community. Our community was number 3 on the leaderboard, and one of my students came in 5th. Recently, another one of my students, Pierre, started a paid community and generated $40,000 a month in recurring revenue in 14 days of launching it. And our community is currently doing about $250,000 in revenue and ranked at number 7 out of every single other community. With that out of the way, hopefully you're locked in and ready to listen. Here are the 2 paths you can take to start a paid community and get rich in the process. The first way is by building it yourself. Create and build the community yourself and teach something.
I want to say something. He did something interesting in this video just now. The transition that he made. He validated himself. This is why you should listen to me. I
Mhm.
have had this success. Now that I have created trust with you, I will now transition into what I really want to say. It's almost like he had to do this whole first 3 minutes to validate who he is so that he could say, and I think that makes sense. I think that is a very strong tactic in marketing. You got to
Sure.
validate yourself first.
I
Oh.
I'm still hesitant because I don't even know what his membership is.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
have no
like
idea.
like, okay, so you're generating that much in revenue, but like, are you a coach? Are you a coach that's charging $30,000 per member to be part of this membership
Maybe
community?
he's charging 250,000 per member.
Well, right. So, but that's the thing, like I have nothing to relate to right now.
Yeah, totally
There's
agree.
nothing that I've been like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I relate to this. I understand. I feel like this you're speaking to me." Like nothing he has said that to me, and that just means that I'm not his audience. I'm not the person that he's trying to talk to.
Yes.
But if you don't have experience with many things or are an expert in any field, this is really not possible. And if you suck at making content, don't have an audience, or don't want to show your face on camera, then this path really isn't possible. Most everyday people are not
Thank God he just said all that.
Mm-hmm.
More people need to say that, by the way.
Absolutely. Yeah.
If
Yeah,
you don't have an
it's not a
audience,
one size fits all. Yeah, not everybody
right.
is cut out for this.
if you don't have an audience, it's not going to work.
Right.
If you don't like making content, this is not going to work for you. If you don't like your face on camera, this is not going to work for you.
Mhm.
Thank God. I wish you would have said that at the beginning, by the way. But at least that's some honest talk.
Yeah.
Field. The next path is personally how I got started running paid communities, and doing it this way actually made me $263K in my senior year of high school. It's called growth operating. Obviously, if you are a beginner or don't want to make content, building a paid community on your own will be difficult. They partner with the creator with a big audience and a lot of experience and help them monetize their audience and turn their followers into dollars through a paid community. This is exactly
That makes me think of LBT.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, the pros of doing this is you can start growth operating with no experience. You don't have to be an expert in any field or have ran a business before. You don't need any money up front. You can do this from anywhere in the world. You don't have to make content yourself, and you have a ton of leverage through doing this. Now, growth operating is
Okay. Honestly, this is a brand new idea that I've never heard of before. And it's really smart. I'm a little bit impressed right now, but I want to keep listening.
Yeah.
I hope you are one to take advantage of this opportunity. And if you're interested in learning more about how you can get started doing this, I hold a free growth operating class every single Wednesday where I break down step by step how to get started and scale to 10K a month with a paid community. The link to register for free will be in the description. And while you wait for the class, you can go ahead and check out the free growth operating course I have in this YouTube playlist.
Okay, but the call to action was for his own thing. It wasn't for Hermosi's school. It wasn't an affiliate for it, you know?
No, it wasn't, which is fascinating. I mean, and he's doing a really good job because he's offering a free mini course.
Yeah.
Honestly, I want to hear your impressions first.
Well, after he explained, you know, because so here's the thing about me for the people that don't know or don't understand. I am a curator of information. Before I make a decision, I need the information. I need details. I have a tendency to make rash decisions, but that's based on the information that I already have, right? So for big decisions, I need to know everything. And I mean, we're talking like FBI, CIA level investigation, like PI, you know, like that's I'm a little crazy when it comes to that. I'm not going to share with everyone. Renee, you've heard the story before, but I'm not going to share how we were able to buy our house.
Yeah.
Because when we put in the offer, like I stalked. Like, let's just put it that way. I turned into a stalker. But we got our house. We won the multi-bid offer, and that's just how I am. No, but once he started going into like the details of what it is he does and how he got there, then my barriers went down and I was like, okay, now I'm open and receptive to hearing this information. And yeah, so the last, like 2 minutes of the video was when I was like, oh, okay, yeah, no, I'm on board now. Like I totally get this. And like you had mentioned earlier, you mentioned LBT. So, Luke is somebody that we both know, have worked with, and are still friends with. The growth, what did he call it? A growth
operator?
A growth operator. The description of a growth operator, that's exactly who I was thinking about. I was like, yeah, that's totally what he does. Or did in the past. But also it's putting a different title to a role that does exist.
I thought interesting thing too is usually the person who fulfills that kind of role is an employee, and he's suggesting you become a partner. And I think that's so smart.
Yeah.
Because like it opens up a different way of thinking in my mind, because if we were to consider LBT. Yeah, LBT is really great at that role in my opinion. Yeah. And he could, if he was a partner helping someone found this a community as a partner, then LBT could build his own team of people that do what he does and helps him launch multiple communities for
Right.
people,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
becomes a partner in managing it and then a partner in the profits. And I think that's not a way of thinking that I'm used to hearing about for someone in this role. So I thought that was a unique idea
Mm-hmm.
that is needed. What was that book we read when we were at the Screw
Traction.
that had two roles that it was all centered around? Somebody was the
integrator, and then the other person.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that book?
Traction. What was it?
Oh, is it Traction? Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that's where, well, maybe it wasn't Traction. It might have been the same author. But they talk about the integrator and the I'm very intimately familiar with the integrator role, because that is me. I am an integrator. That's what I do. Visionary and integrator.
Yeah. And it was Traction, because I read Traction.
Yeah, those are the two roles.
Yeah. It makes me think about that, right? I think that a lot of times my understanding of the integrator is that the integrator tends to be an employee. And I think that this opens up the business model. This concept opens up the business model for the integrator more than I've heard about it in the past. I think it's very interesting.
Mm-hmm. So I think that if we use Screw the 9 to 5 as the example, and I'm so sorry, Josh and Jill, I know we keep bringing you guys up. But if we, yes, hand hearts. So if we, wait, how do
wait, I just saw hearts fly up on the screen. Did you do that?
No, I didn't do anything. Hand hearts? No, I don't.
Yes. What is happening?
Wait, does Zoom does like hearts if you do hearts? No, it doesn't do it for me. It does it for you. Oh my God. Okay, so
why is that happening?
So millennials do hand hearts like this, right?
Yeah.
So Gen Z, they do it like this or something.
Okay.
Like, it's really strange. Like, they use two fingers.
Why do they do that?
I don't know, and I can't even do it properly because I never remember which fingers I'm supposed to use. But
what are your kids? Your kids are,
I don't know. They're probably like alphas or something.
Okay. All right. Anyway, going back to Screw the 9 to 5.
Okay, so Screw the 9 to 5. Yes. So I think that's a really great example, because you were saying that the integrator is typically an employee. So with the Screw the 9 to 5 structure, like one person was the visionary, one person was the integrator, and I think that they were a great example where they were the co-founders.
Yes.
Were like, the role was very clear. Jill was a visionary, Josh was an integrator.
Right.
Because Jill had all the ideas, she wanted to do all the things, and then Josh was the one that worked in the background and he implemented. So like, he was able to translate her ideas and then make it a reality. So it sounds like that's what this growth operator role that he has designed, that's what it sounds like to me. But yeah, like you said, instead of an employee, it is it's a true like partnership, like a co-founder partnership.
Yeah. That's fascinating. I think it opens up the doors for business ideas that I hadn't considered before. Now I couldn't do it. I'd be terrible at it. But
as a growth operator?
I think so. I don't think I would be very good at it.
Why?
I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe I would. I don't know. I would have to think about it.
Well, here's a question for you. Because after he described what a growth operator is, what is your definition of what the growth operator's role is? Like, what is your understanding of the definition of the growth operator?
Okay. So I think that's a great question. So I think it is someone who understands the mechanics of growing a community.
Okay.
And setting up the community, like the technical parts of setting it up,
Yeah.
and the mechanics of keeping it going. And then they tell the visionary when to show up, what to do. Because visionaries need to be directed too.
Yeah.
So I almost think of it almost like a business manager of types,
Yeah. So to
like a
me,
tour manager.
okay, so to me, what you described, your understanding of the definition of a growth operator is my definition of like a community manager.
Interesting.
So it
So what
doesn't
is
really,
your idea?
it doesn't really, so to me, a growth operator is, it's very similar to, like an operations manager
Mm-hmm.
with the community aspect built in. So like
Mm-hmm.
instead of just focusing on the business back end, because typically that's what an integrator is, right? They focus on the business back end. So that means they deal with a team. If you have a team, they deal with all the daily operational stuff. So HR, legal, financial, like all the things.
Mm-hmm.
COO, that is an integrator to me, is the chief operating officer, if you want to do corporate speak.
Sure.
But a growth operator is more, to me, my definition of a growth operator is more like marketing director, community management.
Interesting.
So that's my understanding of it. And so that's why I was asking, because this is a great example of how and why job descriptions are so important,
Yes.
so that everybody understands the company definition of what that role is, what that role entails, and the responsibilities that you have, because it's so easy, especially in online businesses and digital startups, just even like established corporations, if you are not clear on the definition of a role, that's when scope creep starts to happen. And then you find that, your title is this, but you're doing, C, D, and E. So your title is supposed to cover A and B, but you're also doing C, D, and E. And now you're confused. And then you start resenting
Mm-hmm.
everybody else, because it's like, but that's not my job. Like, that's not my job description. It's because it's not clear. Like, it's not clearly defined, and not everybody has the same understanding of what it is your role is. So that was
Well,
my tangent of,
I think too, with communities, usually I think somebody gets good at something, develops a talent, then they learn
Mhm,
about communities, or people keep asking them how to do something.
right.
And then they start a community, and they are good at their talent, but then suddenly they're expected to know all of these other things. It's like a food blogger.
Oh,
You gotta
yeah.
you're good at creating recipes,
Uh-huh.
and now you have to be good at photography, good at
Yep.
blogging, understand SEO,
Yeah.
know how to do technical shit,
Right, right.
and suddenly the the reason that you started this whole thing doesn't exist anymore because you're not able to nurture that
Mhm,
because you're so busy doing these other things. So to me, having a founder or a co-founder in the concept that is doing the CEO stuff
mhm.
makes so much sense. I think
Oh,
it's very
absolutely.
smart. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
that a
because as
lot.
a solopreneur, a lot of people, actually, I'd say every single entrepreneur, when they start out, they are a solopreneur. They wear all the
Yeah,
hats, and you're
that's
constantly
right.
like switching hats all day, right? And it's exhausting, because you're making all the decisions, you're taking on all the risk. It's just you. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you are the success or downfall of the business that you created, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you start bringing other people in, it's a very different mentality when you bring in a contractor versus when you bring on an employee versus when you bring on a partner.
Right.
And honestly, that one person could be all of them, but depending on like what designation they have, you will treat them differently. You will treat a
Absolutely.
contractor differently from the way you treat an employee, and you will treat a partner differently.
That's right. You're absolutely
So
correct.
so I think the approach of this is a partnership and not a employee contractor
Mm-hmm.
scenario, I think that, yeah, that's very valuable to make very clear from the beginning. Because that is something, so just to kind of segue a little bit. So that's something that we've been trying to explain, or not trying to explain. That is what we explain to our clients. So the companies that we work with, the businesses we work with, they are bringing us on as contractors. Like, we're
Mm-hmm.
not employees. They're contracting our company to help their business, right? So the way they treat us is very different. But whenever we speak, I always use language that points more to a partnership. Like,
Mm.
I will help empower you to do X, Y, and Z. I will teach you how to do X, Y, and Z. That way you know what to do, and then you're not having to call us every 5 minutes to do all the things. Because it works both ways. Like, it benefits us as the contractors because now they trust us that we're not going to drag out a project for the sake of dragging out a project. Like, we're like, no, we want to get this. Oh, sorry. I'm like, that was really loud. We're going to get this done. We're going to start it, complete it. And then if you need any support afterwards, yeah, we're happy to be there to support you. But the goal is to empower you to take the project that we've put together, and then you can use that. Like, how it works. You're not blind to whatever it is we have done for your company. So it does change the dynamic, because in the beginning it's always very like, oh, okay, you're the contractor, I am the client, I will treat you this way. But then once you start like molding that relationship more into a partnership, the dynamic changes so much, and it makes it
Right.
so much easier to work together, because now you know that, like, you're not there to butt heads.
Right. Right. Yeah, I love this. I think this is a smart idea. I think it makes sense. I can imagine or do you think that there would be um creators, visionaries, I'm going to call them those phrases at this moment, even though they could have lots of different titles.
Yeah.
The talent, so to speak. Do you think that those people would have resistance to sharing the revenue with a partner?
I mean, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's a very real concern,
Hmm.
and it's a very rare founder that is going to be super easy breezy about that from the beginning. Like,
Yeah.
you may have some really great conversations about, oh yeah, we're going to profit share, it's going to be great, and the
Hmm.
intention is there, but, like, at the end of the day, that's their baby.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So I wonder if in his course he addresses that issue because he talks about go find someone.
Yeah.
So I bet there's part of his course that talks about how to go find people that are
Mhm.
not even considering this and then approach them with the idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then just from a legal standpoint, like, making it really clear that, because that's the other thing. So if you're going to work with if you're going to partner with someone, and you're
Hmm.
going to be their growth operator, right? And I'm sure he goes into it in his membership community,
I'm
because
sure.
obviously he has a course, or whatever it is, right? Um, but I'm wondering, okay, well, do they actually make that partnership from a legal standpoint? Like,
I'm sure they
legally,
do.
do they turn that into a true partnership where they create a separate LLC where they are the co-founders?
Right.
Like, do they do that, or is it just or is it more of like a partnership on paper?
Yeah, and maybe school addresses that. It may have a situation where you can split the revenue somehow.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. It's interesting. I think what he is suggesting here is because I think as AI onboards more, we're going to see more and more people lose their corporate jobs
Mhm.
that have skills. And if you're a project manager, for example, in my opinion, you could transition into something like this
Oh,
pretty well.
absolutely. Yeah.
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 And so I think that this is a creative way to get into entrepreneurship um, without too much risk.
Right.
I think it's interesting.
But
I like
at
it.
that point, are you, because there's the entrepreneur and there's the intrapreneur, and we need both. We need
What is an
entrepreneurs.
entrepreneur?
An intrapreneur is somebody who it's basically an entrepreneur who will work with one company to help them grow. Like they would
Oh,
rather work in a company
mm-hmm,
and then help build them up and grow,
mm-hmm.
than continue like always build their own thing.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
So,
I can
I
see that.
mean, both are necessary
Very
because
much. Yeah.
an entrepreneur is different from an employee, though. The
Yes.
mentality is
Yes.
different, you know, because
Absolutely.
employees, it's clock in, clock out, and then that's it.
Right.
An entrepreneur will take care of your baby. Like,
Yes.
like they're the nanny. They become invested
Right.
in your baby.
So I haven't. I think that's interesting. I haven't been to school's website, so I'm gonna go now.
Oh, that's a good idea. I haven't checked it out either.
No, I have no idea.
The hat that Alex Hermosi was wearing, where it said school, it was very Google.
I know, right? Yeah, I thought
Like
that
that was the
too.
first thing I noticed. I was like, oh, sorry, my phone
Yeah.
heard me say the G word, and it was like, oh, are you trying to talk to me? I'm like, no, I'm not.
Interesting. Okay. So this is school.com. So looks like his hat. The first thing I see is Faye Films Academy. Okay. Bring the Adonis protocol. I don't know what that is. Build a daily pay customer. Okay. Meditation. Clothing brand community. Manifest anything.
Well,
Make
okay, so
friends. And start
school is just another tool. It's another platform.
Yeah.
There's so
It's just a
many.
platform.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's so many membership communities out there, or not just membership communities, but like um, course tools out there. And we've,
I think
between
this
the
is
two
our
of us,
guy.
we've probably gone through the more well-known ones, or we've experienced the more well-known ones.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. So it's just like a training platform, like Udemy or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Got it.
Or Thinkific, Kajabi,
Kajabi. Yeah. Yep.
all the things.
Yep. All right. Cool. Well, that was interesting.
That was interesting.
Not what I expected. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Eddie,
So,
for sharing your,
yeah.
like I said, it's not a reflection on you, because at the end,
No.
I bought in. I was like, okay, yeah, that's
Oh, me
great.
too.
Great
I
information.
think it's a great idea. I would
Yeah.
recommend it.
I'm
I would
just saying
recommend
that
someone's checking it out.
I just want that disclaimer out there that my reactions are based on my personal experience. It has nothing to do with them personally. It is just my baggage.
Right. And let me say, just for me, not for Nadja, I'm jaded. So, you
Oh
know.
no, I'm totally jaded. Absolutely.
No, but I didn't
Like,
want to say it for you. Yeah.
I said from the beginning, I was like, my guard's up. My guard
Mhm.
is up, and it's like reinforcing.
And I think we have a couple of more guard is up videos coming up
We sure
soon.
do. Yes. Yes. There
Um,
there was one that was very I hate the term triggering, because I feel like it negates the true reaction of it, right? But yeah, there was one
with
title.
passive income in the
Yeah,
title. Yeah.
the one
Triggered.
Yep, triggered immediately. I was like,
Yeah.
I had a
Yeah. If you want
visceral
to feel
reaction.
good. I know. If you want to feel good about passive income, probably we're not the people to listen to.
Well, no, I think we still are good people to listen to when it comes to talking about passive income, but we're not going to sugarcoat it, and we're not going to talk about rainbows and butterflies when it comes to passive income, because it is hard work. It is a lot of work. It takes a long time.
It takes so much time.
There
That's
is
true. And
no
that's true.
such thing as a, like, oh, this is the easiest path, or yes, okay, this is the easiest path to passive income. It's not easy. You and I talked about this before in another video, and
It
I
might
will
be simple,
probably
but it's not easy.
continue to bring it up every single time. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it may be simple, but it's not easy. And
All right.
there is a difference.
The king of passive income, in my opinion, is Pat Flynn.
Yeah.
and I love him with all of my heart. He is the sweetest, greatest guy in the world who works a lot of hours to
He is a
create passive income.
hustler. Yes,
Yeah, he is.
exactly.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, thanks.
Bye. On that one.